Amir Butsu, Namo Amir Butsu, Namo Amir Butsu, Namandavats, 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 Namandavats.
Good morning, and thank you all for attending today's very special Scout Sunday service, which will be chaired by members of our Dharma School and Sangha who are Scouts and Scouting leaders. We are honored to be presenting our Sangha with this special programming. Before we begin, our Scouts will open this morning's service with a flag ceremony. Please stand as our Scouts enter the Hondo and remain standing until the ceremony has concluded. BTSD Scout Sangha Flag Detail Advance. Post colors. The Pledge of Allegiance. Those in uniform salute. All others, please place your hands over your heart. Ready? Begin. Two. Scout signs for the Scout Oath. On my honor, I will do my best, my duty, to guard my country and to obey the Scout law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. The Scout law. A Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. 2. BTSD Scout Sangha detail dismissed. Thank you. Everyone, you now may be seated. Please welcome Ken Moroka, Director of Scout Programs here at the Buddhist Temple of San Diego, to offer today's welcome message.
Welcome to Scout Sunday. Thank you for joining us on this special day. So, what is Scout Sunday? Scout Sunday covers 4 points. It celebrates faith and duty. It emphasizes the 12th point of the Scout law, which is a Scout is reverent. It recognizes an anniversary in Scouting. It commemorates the beginning of the Scouting movement in America, which began on February 8th, 1910, as the Boy Scouts of America. It honors partnerships. It serves as thank yous to churches, temples, synagogues, and other religious organizations that often charter and support Scout units, and creates community visibility. Scouts often attend services in uniform, lead, or participate in ceremonies showcasing their commitment to service. A little background. The Boy Scouts of America are descendants of the British Boy Scouts, which were created in 1908 in reaction to the success of Sir Robert Baden-Powell's book, Scouting for Boys. These same ideals led to the formation of the Campfire Girls in 1910, the Girl Scouts of America in 1912, and the Cub Scouts in 1930. In Japan, scouting started as early as 1909 and became a Japanese national organization in 1922. Today, our own Monshu Otani Kojun serves as special advisor to the Scouting Association in Japan. Scouting and the BCA. This year actually marks the 106th year of the BCA's involvement with scouting, with the Scouting movement. The first Boy Scout troop sponsored by a BCA temple was Troop 4, started by the Fresno Betsuin in 1920. Since that time, thousands of BCA youth have been part of BCA's scouting program as boys or Girl Scouts or Campfire Girls. And fortunately, the scouting program continues today in BCA temples throughout America. The BCA's National Buddhist Committee on Scouting is recognized by Scouting America, which the Boy Scouts of America became Scouting America, the Girl Scouts of the United States of America, and the Campfire Girls USA as sole administrators of the Buddhist religious awards for each organization. It serves the youth of all denominations and sects of Buddhism in America. Scout Sunday in the BCA. Today, well, usually it happens in the month of February, but we're already in March. But today, temples in Sacramento, San Jose, Seattle, Mountain View, Orange County, Gardena, the Nishihonganji, Fresno, and San Francisco all support scouting by having scout troops as part of their youth program. Other temples like ours have scouts who are active in troops but not affiliated with the temple. But we offer paths to receive their religious awards and offer programs like today's Scout Sunday. And who else celebrates Scout Sunday? With religion being an important part of the scouting experience, 42 different religions, which include Catholic, Christians, Islamic, Hindu, Jewish, and Buddhist faiths, have each taken part in creating religious awards recognizing a scout level of understanding in their given religion. These 42 religions recognize the importance of the scouting movement and celebrate Scout Sunday in their own way. So thank you for joining us today. I wanted to ask, is there any scouts that didn't participate in today's ceremony, that anybody that was a scout in their youth or helped out as an adult as a scout? Can you please stand up? Thank you. You can see how much scouting has influenced everybody's lives, so thank you very much. All right. Thank you.
We will now be led by Reverend Sterling in the chanting of the Sutra Jusei-ge, which can be found on page 34 of our service books.
Please join me in Gasho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namandavats. Namandavats. Agon cho segan Hishi mujo do Shigan fu manzo Se fujo shoga Ga o muroko Fui dai se shu Fu sai sho bengu Se fujo shoga Ga shi jo bundo Myo sho cho ji po Kukyo mi sho mon Se fujo shoga Ryoku jin shonen Jo e shu bon gyo Shigu mujo do Isho ten nin shi Jin riki endai ko Fu sho musai do Shoujo san kumyo Kosai shu yakunan Kai hi chi egen Meshi kon moan He soku sho akudo Sudan zen shumon Koso jo manzo Iyo roji po Nichigan shujuki Tenko on pugen Ishukai hozo Kose kudoku ho Jo dai shuchu Seppo shishiku Kuyo isai bus Gusoku shutoku hon Gane shinjo man Toku isan gayo Nyobun mugechi Sudan mi fusho Gangaku eri Toshi sai shoson Shiganya koka Dai sen no kando Koku shoten nin To uchin myoke Namanda bu Namanda bu Namanda bu Namanda bu Namanda bu Namanda bu Namo Amidabutsu. Namo Amidabutsu. Namo Amidabutsu. Namandabutsu. Namandabutsu. Namandabutsu.
I would like to welcome our Dharma message speaker for today's Scout Sunday service, Spirit Soon Thornton. Spirit attained this rank of Eagle Scout, Scouting America's highest rank in 2025 as part of Troop 20, which has been serving the Mission Hills community since 1918. Spirit will be sharing his scouting experience with us.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. I'm really honored to speak to everyone about Scout Sunday today. And first off, my name is Spirit Soon Thornton. I gained the rank of Eagle Scout at Troop 20 here in San Diego Mission Hills. And I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about my experience in scouting today. When I first joined Scouts, I didn't really know what to expect. I just thought I'd learn some survival skills, be able to hang out with my friends, and my parents sort of made me do it, so I had no clue what to expect. But the more I was there every week, every Tuesday, I realized that it's a lot more than just going outside with your friends, and there's a lot of leadership involved and responsibility, and it really helped me grow as a person. And the first picture is just me with my friends outside. I think we were on like a 10-mile hike. And then, is there a different HTML? And then the second photo is of me and my dad when we hiked Half Dome. And that was a 20-mile hike, and probably one of the hardest hikes I've done in my life. And then, as I continued on through scouting, I started to take more responsibility. Like, we hosted multiple pancake breakfasts where I had to lead multiple people and have everything coordinated. And it forced me to face challenges like patience and learn how to control a big group of people. And as you can see in the photos, that was probably the third pancake breakfast that we did, and it was very successful. And one of the most important parts of my Eagle Scout journey was my Eagle Scout project, where I constructed 6 baton helmet racks for Presidio baseball field. And I had to plan the project, organize all the people, and the biggest challenge that I faced during that was honestly all the paperwork that I had to do for getting it approved to get on the field. But looking back at these challenges, it really helped me grow as a person, and I wouldn't have got it all completed without the help of the scouting. And I think the biggest part of scouting is the leadership opportunities that I've learned and just the impact that I was able to make on the community. Through these experiences that I've learned, I learned like real leadership, and it's not just about being in charge, but it is about making a difference in other people's lives. And in connection to scouting to Buddhism, I think that leadership and helping the community is a strong part of it. The most important ones are like helping others and staying humble, leading through service, and I think that's very similar to the Buddhist teachings. Scouting helped me practice values in real situations, and then Buddhism helps me reminds me why those things matter in life. And together with scouting, it's really shaped the way that I live, and it definitely helps me live my life with more compassion, awareness, and like purpose. And this is just a little photo that I had after we installed it. There just happened to be a little kid there, so my dad wanted to take a photo. And then we have on the bat and helmet rack, you can see all the people's bats couldn't just stay there to make sure they don't trip and fall, because before they just laid everything out on the fence. And then in conclusion, looking back on my scouting journey, I'm really grateful for scouting, and it's definitely helped me shape myself into a leader, and most importantly, helped me grow as a person. And these two photos are, one of them is from my scouting ceremony, and the other one is just like a little video that a team from the field put together for me, just saying like, thank you for the bat and helmet rack. And with the guidance of scouting and Buddhism, I really hope to continue living through the scout law and oath, and I want to continue to help others in my community. Thank you.
I want to thank Spirit for coming up and giving the Dharma message for today. We asked him last year at last year's Scout Sunday service if he'd be willing to give the Dharma message. So thank you for doing that, and a great job on earning Eagle Scout. That's very difficult. That's a very difficult aspiration to have and to attain, and to see your Eagle Scout project, how much it's enjoyed by the community is it's just very heartwarming. I'm going to go ahead and welcome Mr. Ken back up for the awards and also recognitions for Scouts.
Hello, you get to hear me again. I'm honored here to present the awards. Well, we have a religious award recipient. As I had mentioned earlier, the BCA is the controlling organization of the Buddhist religious awards, and they cover 3 different organizations. One of them is the Girl Scouts of America. They have 3 levels of the Padma Award, which is the Brownie emblem, the Junior emblem, the Cadet emblem. And then the Campfire Girls, they have the Karuna Awards for the Campfire Girls, and for Scouting America, they have the Sangha Awards. But today we have a recipient of the Cub Scout Religious Award, the Metta Award. So the Metta Award is a religious emblem program for the Cub Scouts designed to teach Buddhist principles of loving kindness, compassion, and goodwill toward all living beings. It helps Cub Scouts explore the Buddhist religion, including shrines, holidays, and the teachings of the Buddha. So today we have a scout who completed all the requirements for it. It's a 12-hour program that covers many aspects of Buddhism. Will Flynn Cheeks please come up here? And his parents? And Reverend Davenport? Parents, and then they can pin it on too. Can you put it on to? Sure. You can stay here. We have 2 scouts that are going to be pursuing the Scouting America award of Sangha, which is a 72-hour an award that you have to work 72 hours toward this award. It includes homework and other things, so it's not just all being here at the temple for 72 hours straight. It's 72 hours over 2 years, which is breaks the monotony a little bit. But we have 2 books for you to start, and our program's going to be over these 2 books. It's the Jewel. So will Flynn and Kira please come up? And they will be working towards Sangha over the next couple of years. Thank you. Thank you.
Please rise and join us in the reading our pledge, which can be found as an insert in the back of our service books. Our pledge. Breaking out of my shell, I will share a warm smile and speak gentle words, just like the kind Buddha. Not becoming lost in my greed, anger, and ignorance, I shall think and act with an open mind, just like the calm and peaceful Buddha. Not putting myself first, I will share in the joy and sadness of others, just like the compassionate Buddha. Realizing the gift of life I have received, I shall strive to live each day to the fullest, like the Buddha who tirelessly works to liberate all. Namo Dabutsu. Namo Dabutsu. Namo Dabutsu. Namo Dabutsu. Oh. You may be seated. Are there any announcements? In April, the pre-K through 2nd grade class will do their annual Little Kids Can Do Big Things collection for Ronald McDonald House, which is a home away from home for families with children being treated for serious conditions at local hospitals. We will appreciate donations of brand new games, jigsaw puzzles, crayons, markers, coloring books, word search books, puzzle books, and crossword puzzle books.
Hi everyone, Bill Teague speaking for membership. We wanted to thank all of the board members who put together the new members breakfast this morning, as well as our newest members. If you're counting, we have had 15 new members since last year's new members breakfast. We really appreciate the ongoing interest in the temple. I did want to take this opportunity to remind all of us that every day we're a new member. So if you're already a member, your opportunities are there every day. In other words, sometimes it bothers me that people take a look at our Dharma school and say there's the future of the temple, when actually we're all the future of the temple. And it's a wonderful place to be. So I hope that more of you will, if you're thinking about membership, come see me or any board member to ask more details. But at this time, I would like to just ask our new members to stand up for a moment. Could you please stand? Let's give them a round of applause. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. You may be seated. And I've taken photos of most. I'll grab one other person to take a photo of. We hope to get them into the Kaiho. They'll certainly be on the website. April 22nd is a service that's coming up. And after that service, there will be a new members orientation as well for those of you who would like to learn just a little bit more about what membership entails and other traditions of the temple. Thank you very much.
Hi, thank you. That was a very nice service. I did that Meta Award for Cub Scouts. I didn't know Buddha was a Cub Scout. So, but anyway, I'm Margot, and I have an announcement about the makizushi that we're making next week. So if you want to order a roll, it's $10. There's some forms downstairs in the office, or I have this very official looking form if you want to see me, and it's $10 a roll, and it's uncut, and if you really like the sushi, you could just go ahead and eat the whole thing uncut like that. So thank you.
Hello, this message is for, Dharma School News. So beginning on next month, wow, it's already April. April 5th, we're going to have visitors from the Vista Buddhist Temple, their Dharma School students, as well as their Sangha members. So, and then we're going to be having a potluck luncheon. So you're all invited. So please bring a side dish or dessert and something like that. And then Dharma School will provide the main dish. Okay, so we can all talk to our Vista friends. Now the following weekend is the Hana Matsuri weekend. Starting with April 11th at 1 o'clock, we'll be decorating the Hanamido. It's a flowery shrine for the little Buddha, baby Buddha, who's about this yay tall. And so we'll be accepting monetary and floral donations. So if you want to bring it that day, that'd be great. So again, that's at 1 o'clock. So the Dharma School students always come and help us decorate the Hanamido, so which is good. So good practice for that. And then on Sunday will be our Hana Matsuri service starting at 10 o'clock. And then at the end of April, on April 26th, Orange County Buddhist Temple has invited our Dharma School and Sangha members to come to their service and also attend a viewing of a magic show. So sign-ups are downstairs in the office. Okay, thank you.
Hi, good morning, everyone. Nice to see all of you here today. Congratulations to the Scouts and for their Scout Sunday presentation. In addition to Hanamatsuri on the 12th, we're having our annual luncheon and bingo fundraiser. So you can sign up downstairs in the office. There's a sign-up sheet, or you could click on the QR code in the office and you could sign up that way. The cost is $13 for 13 years and up, and then $7 for 12 and under. So there'll be, in addition to the lunch, there'll be games, 5 games of bingo, and a lot of prizes, a lot of fun for everyone. So hope that you'll be able to participate, and proceeds will benefit the temple's 100th anniversary. Also on April 26th, JCC will have their community Kaytee event here at the temple, and It honors those 80 years and older. So for those of you who are of that age group and would like to participate, please sign up on the sign-up sheet also in the office. There'll be a nice luncheon and then a program as well. And then also there is a fee of $28 for those 79 years and older to younger, 79 years and younger to attend the event. Okay, thank you.
Hi, my name is Kira. I'm Sangha Teen's president, and I'd like to announce that we are still hosting our book drive, which we've been collecting donations for 2 weeks now, and we will be accepting donations until May 3rd. We've been happy to see we've gotten some donations, but we're still accepting books, CDs, vinyls, cassettes, DVDs, Blu-rays, and video games. Thank you.
All right, looks like there's no more announcements, so the Scouts are going to go ahead and start closing the Scout Sunday service. But before they do, I'd like to invite all of the Scouts up to go ahead and lead the Sangha in the singing of the Scout Vespers, which you can find on the back of your service program for today. The words are there, and the tune is to the tune of "O Christmas Tree." So if you remember how that goes, you should be able to sing along with us. So we expect you to go ahead and support the Scouts with the singing of the Scout Vespers. So Scouts, come on up. Oh, and we have it on the screen as well. So yeah, right in front. I'm going to play a little intro. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead. All Scouts, I see there's 2 more hiding in the back. Come on up. Yeah, that's you two. The ones who are looking, who, me? Yeah. I would like to ask Mr. Ken Muroka, the Director of Scout Programs here, to go ahead and award each of our Scouts with their Scout Sunday Award for participating in the Scout Sunday service in 2026. Scouts. Yes, more stuff for you to sew onto your uniform. Oh, yeah, more pictures.
Thank you very much. Congratulations.
All right. Well, I'd like to thank everyone for attending the Scout Sunday programming for this morning's service and all of the support that you give the Scouts. We really appreciate it, allowing the Scouts to go ahead and take over chairing a service once a year, and to go ahead and live out one of their Scout laws, which is reverence to their faith. The Scouts will now close the Sunday service. So please remain seated while the Dharma School offers incense and is dismissed to classes. Dharma School, please come forward. Everyone else, please stay seated.
During my talk.
We'll now continue with the remaining service with the reading of the Vandana and Tisarana, which can be found on page 96 of your service book. Reverend Sterling will go ahead and lead us in instructions for the reading of the Vandana and Tisarana.
Please join me from the beginning where it says leader line. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato sambuddhasamsa. Homage to him, the exalted one, the enlightened one, the supremely awakened one. Buddham saranam gacchami, Dhammam saranam gacchami, Sangham saranam gacchami. I go to the Buddha for guidance. I go to the Dharma for guidance. I go to the Sangha for guidance. Namo Kie Butsu. Namo Kie Ho. Namo Kie So. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namandavats. Namandavats. Namandavats.
Reverend Sterling will now give us today's non-Scout Sunday Dharma School message.
Please join me in Gasho with palms together as I read the words of Shinran Shonin. Those who reach the pure land of happiness return to this evil world of the 5 defilements, where, like the Buddha Shakyamuni, they benefit sentient beings without limit. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namandabutsu, Namandabutsu. Well, good morning, everyone. I figured it's safe enough now to start bringing math into my Dharma talks. Okay. Does anyone know what this is? Anyone? Raise your hands. There's one person. This is calculus. If that word scares you, don't worry. This is the only math slide I have today. I like this slide because it says life equals happiness over time between birth and death. And I think it's a great way for capturing what I want to talk about today. So, it is Scout Sunday, but just a couple days ago, there was also a very important holiday that happened in the month of March. Does anyone know what it is? St. Patrick's Day was one of them, but there was another one. This holiday is celebrated every March 20th. And that is when the world celebrates International Day of Happiness, which was created by the United Nations in 2012. Anyone heard of this day before? You're missing out, man. And it's a day where you're supposed to be happy. It's mandated, March 20th. But it highlights something very important. You know, a lot of things we talk about have to do with happiness and gratitude and having a great time. But that happiness is not just a personal wish, but a core human goal according to the United Nations. In fact, they even say that happiness is a human right. Isn't that crazy? Happiness is a human right. So if you pause on that, that's really important because there are a lot of people that are very happy. There are other people that may be having bouts of happiness. And there's other people that might find happiness to be very hard to attain. But happiness is something we should all strive for. However, it can go beyond our grasp and be very difficult to attain. You know, lately I'm reminded in a very personal way about how happiness can elude you. Being awake at 1 a.m., caring for a newborn, exhausted, excited, tender, and trying to be happy all at the same time. At 1 a.m. is very hard. But the more I sit and think about it, and the more I stay up with my child, I start to think about what does make me happy. Where is my happiness coming from? And it's moments like that we can start asking ourselves, what is happiness really? Is it something we achieve? Is it something we feel? Maybe it's something we cling on to and desire. So let me ask a really easy question. Quick show of hands. How many of you want to be happy? Not everyone's raising their hands. I'm just saying right now. It's a little concerning, but it's okay if you're shy. I think it's a straightforward question. How many people want to be happy? But if you think about it and we examine it, it becomes very complicated. Because what does happiness mean to you? Where is your happiness coming from? And how can you get it? So today, I want to share a question to give you something to think about, and that is, how can Buddhism help us create and appreciate happiness? Because we talk about happiness a lot. In fact, the Buddhist Churches of America, an organization we belong to, it's part of this temple, their tagline is always a life of gratitude. And when we think of a life of gratitude, that usually equals happiness somewhere along the line. So if it's something that we say a lot, what does it mean? What can it point us to? Well, sometimes it feels very natural to be happy. You know, you're having a great day, you're at a birthday party, you're with friends, you're with family, you're having the perfect cup of coffee, and everything is going great. But in between those moments, it's not always simple and easy to be happy. We may encounter hardships, disappointment. Our day just may be average. And sometimes the coffee is just okay as well. It's not perfect, it's just okay. So life has its ups and downs. We can't always enjoy fireworks and ice cream every single day, as awesome as that would be. And even this picture, this cartoon, we have two people on the same ride on a bus, but they are experiencing two very different realities. One, it looks amazing, they're happy. The other one, the side of a cliff, looks really depressing. So, where can we find happiness? Not just in the good moments, but also the ordinary ones, the difficult ones. This is where Buddhism can offer us some guidance. Recently I read an article from a Buddhist philosopher called Anushka, and they explain that Buddhism teaches us there are 3 different types of happiness. The first one is happiness from pleasure. It comes from our senses. When we eat good food, when we hear pleasant sounds of music, when we're having comfortable experiences. There's nothing wrong with this kind of happiness. It's the most natural, and it's usually the easiest to experience. And Buddhism doesn't reject it. But Buddhism does remind us that this type of happiness won't last forever. It is impermanent. And since everything we experience is impermanent, this will be momentary. It'll be fragile. It won't sustain for very long. And if we only rely on this type of happiness, we might find ourselves constantly chasing the next good thing, the next good feeling, without even realizing it. I like to call this the instant gratification happiness, because it makes you instantly feel good when it happens. But that's only one type of happiness. This is the easiest happiness to experience, and it's the quickest to disappear. Which brings us to the second level of happiness, and that is cultivated happiness. This isn't instant gratification. It's not sensory. Instead, it's developed through practice, through endeavors, such as meditation, mindfulness. It's when we have to focus our attention. You know, like on Scout Sunday, you have to accomplish a goal, sit in classes, do all of these activities to pursue this certain badge or this opportunity. So this type of happiness is less an achievement and instant gratification. It's more calm and subtle. It comes on slowly and it sits with you for much longer. In these moments, greed, anger, and fear diminish. You just experience the bliss of being okay and calm. We taste the sense of ease that doesn't depend on external conditions. It's an internal feeling. But even this type of happiness is still conditioned. When circumstances shift, old habits break out, and we start getting back into bad patterns. You can't read this cartoon, but my wife picked it, and I think it's really good. And he says, "You seem so content. What is your technique? What do you do?" And the rooster goes, "Every morning I wake up and scream." And that's how he gets through his day. And so this is cultivated happiness. It's something that comes up through practice. It's inner, it's calmer, it doesn't have fireworks and ice cream, but it's something that brings you a sense of safety, stability. But again, it's still not going to last forever. So what is the third level of happiness? Well, this is the deepest. This is a kind of unshakable, rock-solid happiness. And it comes no matter what. It comes from changing what happens to us and changing how we relate to the things around us. Through developing wisdom and insight, we start to loosen our grip on craving. We start to let go of aversion and ignorance. In this form of happiness, we're grounded, resilient. And it happens because we change our understanding, our relationship to what really makes us happy. Our focus shifts from me and my happiness to we and our happiness. That's the difference. You're no longer seeking your own pleasure, you're seeking the pleasure of others. You're dedicating your life to something bigger than yourself. You know, much like they talked about the Scouts, a lot of their activities, all of their badges come from helping the community, engaging with those around them, making the world a better place on their little piece of pie. So when we read about this type of happiness, other teachers tell us that when we focus less on craving, we focus less on attachment, and we feel a little less intense excitement, but we still can feel happiness deep down inside. We experience something deeper through clarity, calmness, and genuine satisfaction. And we contribute to the others around us and their well-being. And by doing so, we find a different kind of joy, a different type of happiness, something that does last longer. And so in Buddhism, we call this the way of the Bodhisattva, or the way of dedicating one's life to the happiness of others. And by awakening this, we are not only awakening our own happiness, but we are awakening the happiness of all living beings around us. Shinran Shonin captures this best in the quote, "With all the virtues and roots of good that they, bodhisattvas, accumulate thus, they do not seek the sustained bliss for their own sake, but they think only of freeing all sentient beings from pain. Hence, they aspire to grasp all sentient beings and to bring them all together to birth in the Buddha land of happiness." So if we think about this bodhisattva mindset, this is the idea of dedicating ourselves to something more than ourselves, dedicating ourselves to our community, our earth, our North American continent, and all of those that are in it. This change, though, takes time. It's like something you cultivate. Shinran reminds us that happiness isn't for ourselves alone. It's something we share with others. Bodhisattvas, after all, don't seek their own happiness just for themselves. They dedicate themselves to freeing all beings from suffering. In our tradition, we talk about Amida Buddha a lot. And Amida Buddha makes many vows, all dedicating its existence to the happiness and well-being of others by embracing people with compassion and coming to them wherever they are. It doesn't ask for fancy rules or things you have to do. It just says that I am always here if you want to be aware of me. Interestingly, though, this isn't just something that's in Buddhism or religion in general. In the late 1970s, you might be familiar with this, there was an idea called the Gross National Happiness Index. Has anyone heard of this before? Okay. So this is kind of a play on words. There's something called GDP, okay, gross domestic product, and it's how economies are measured. We measure them based on successful economic indicators, how much you make, how much you're selling, how much you're buying. But this is very different. It's the idea that society's success should not be judged solely on economic ideas and growth, but we should instead measure our success by the well-being of its people, covering their health, their relationships, their culture, and sense of purpose. So instead of measuring the success of a country based on how much it makes economically, we judge it based on how well it takes care of the people that live in it and how well they feel. In other words, happiness is no longer personal, it is shared. And this represents that bodhisattva mindset. So what if we measure our lives not only by what we achieve and acquire, but also how much well-being we bring to others? What if we focus on sharing happiness for those around us and us? From a Buddhist perspective, happiness is not something that's out there that we attain in our next purchase, our next promotion, or our next milestone. Instead, it comes from the way we live here and now. It comes from within us by cultivating 3 simple ideas: generosity, kindness, and compassion. At the same time, Buddhism also warns us that this compassion and this happiness will have some hiccups. If you're familiar with Thich Nhat Hanh, he reminds us that in all of the realms that currently exist, there is not one realm where only happiness exists. And suffering is absent. It's not something to make us sad or to make us nihilistic. Instead, it's there to remind us, to invite us that we can transform our suffering by focusing on the happiness of others. Other famous Buddhists have said that if we only aim to feel good, we might overlook the deeper purpose of the Buddhist teachings. The Buddha is trying to teach us that we need to see through our illusions, even when they feel uncomfortable. We need to embrace every moment for what it is, not for when it's happy and pleasant, but also when it's sad and somber. So when you think about this, Buddhism isn't promising us that life's going to be happy all the time. It's not sunshines and rainbows, fireworks and ice cream. It will have its ups and downs. But it does teach us that happiness is a pleasure that is fleeting, that peace and calmness can be cultivated, and true happiness arises when we let go of our self-centered striving and open our hearts to others. This is where true happiness lies, and this is how we can create a bodhisattva mindset, a way of creating happiness that truly matters. So when we move from me and mine to we and ours, something remarkable will slowly start to happen. And our happiness becomes less fragile, less fleeting. It becomes more expansive, more resilient, and more inclusive. We start to find joy, not only in what we receive, but also in what we give to others around us. And even in the face of hardship, even during sleepless nights, ordinary days, or imperfect moments, we can start to experience a deeper kind of happiness, not in the constant pleasure for ourselves, but in the happiness that comes from connecting with those around us, giving our life purpose and compassion. With this, I come back to the quote I started with today. Those who reach the pure land of happiness return to this evil world of 5 defilements, where, like the Buddha Shakyamuni, they benefit sentient beings without limit. If we think about the Pure Land being here and now, then we don't have to leave and wait for a future date to experience happiness and to help others. We can bring the Pure Land here and allow ourselves to benefit the happiness of everyone around us, whether they be friends, family, or even strangers. And so today, when I think about how does Buddhism allow us to create happiness, it allows us to realize that we can all help others and make the world a better place by focusing not on our own happiness, but in all of our happiness. And hopefully, we can start thinking about our own national happiness index and where we sit instead of the economic things that propel us through our days. Please join me in Gasho with palms together as I read the words of Shinran Shoni. Those who reach the pure land of happiness return to this evil world of 5 defilements, where, like the Buddha Shakyamuni, they benefit sentient beings without limit. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu.
Thank you, Sensei, for your Dharma message this morning. I'm going to remember fireworks and ice cream now when I talk about rainbows and things as well. Unicorns, yeah, thank you. Also, I think that rooster's onto something. If you just wake up every morning and scream, you'll probably feel a lot better. Okay, we'll now have our final gatha of this morning's service. If you could all please rise and look to page 128 of your service books for Ondoksan 2. You may be seated. And now, closing music meditation. The way of the Bodhisattva. May I be a medicine for the sick and weary, nursing them until their afflictions are gone forever. I would be a protector of the helpless, a guide for travelers, and their means for crossing a stream. A lamp for those seeking light, a bed for those needing rest, and an inexhaustible treasure for the poor and the destitute. May all find happiness through my actions, and let no one suffer because of me. Whether they love or hate me, may those feelings be the source of their fulfillment. Those who mock, accuse, or wrong me, may they all attain enlightenment. Gassho. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Thank you to all of you who attended this morning's service here in the Hondo and who are streaming us live on YouTube right now. Shout out to all of you, like and subscribe. And to all of our new members who were honored at this morning's new member breakfast, and to our scouts who are learning wonderful things in Dharma school right now. Good on them for putting on another good service this year. I'd like to thank our minister's assistants who always, as always, are working in the backgrounds, making sure incense burners are lit, the bell is rung at service, and many other things that you don't see. To our officiant, Reverend Sterling Davenport, for officiating this morning's service. To Anne for playing "Oh Christmas Tree" for us for Scout Vespers and others. And to our tech team, Brevin, who's teaching class right now, and to Ken, who stepped into the co-pilot seat afterwards. Thank you all again. Please, you may now make your way up front for offering of incense. Thank you.